We are going to keep it simple today. We are going to start right out of the gate today. So if there's any practice that you want to do before we get to drawing, go ahead and pause and take that for yourself right now. So I'm going to use a Micron 08 today because we are going to draw a tangle called Knightsbridge. And I'm not even going to use dots or border. We're just going to go right with the pen because I'm going to want it colored in anyway. So I'm going to make my 4 corner dots with a pen, not with a pencil, with my 08. So everything we're doing today will be with our 08. And I'm just creating the border for us to work within. And we are going to draw a tangle called Knightsbridge, but we're going to do it in a little fun way. We are going to draw a Knightsbridge within a Knightsbridge. So here we go. I'm going to start by drawing about in the middle, approximately, and then I'm going to aura. So we have like this bar in the middle of our tile. And I'm going to turn my tile on. I'm going to do the same thing, but when I get to that middle section, I'm going to pick up my pen so it looks like it's drying behind. Now my squares are not going to be identical. They're not going to be all the exact same size. I'm okay with that. So in each one of these squares, we are going to do a Knightsbridge, and I'm going to start in the opposite corners, and I'm going to do them both the traditional way. And I'm thinking maybe just dividing them into thirds. So almost like we're making a tic-tac-toe board here. Dividing up the square, and then we are going to color every other one. But there's a trick to this so that we don't get lost. In these little squares, we probably won't get lost, but when you have a bigger section of Knightsbridge and you decide to color it all in, it can get confusing. So instead of going every other, I'm going to go corner to corner. So I'm just connecting these squares that are colored in, remembering to loosen your grip on your pen. And so I'm always just making sure that the corners are touching. I'm not leaving space. I'm only coloring in the squares that are touching another one. So this is a tangle that can bring in drama. It can create interest. And it is a tangle also that doesn't necessarily need shading. I'm not going to shade it today. I'm choosing to leave it as is. And so if you're a person who likes the black and white tile without any shading, this tangle might be a really good one for you. And if you prefer to shade, you can still choose to shade. Like you could shade on this, just in the white section here, as if this is going over the little middle cross that we made, or T-shape that we made. So that is one way to draw Knightsbridge. Before I do the opposite corner, I'm going to do the one next to it and just show you a little bit of a variation. So I'm going to start in the middle and kind of come out. Start in the middle and kind of come out. And then on the horizontal ones, I'm going to leave those the same, approximately. I'm not going to worry about making them start narrow and go wide. And then we can do the same thing. We can color in every other one, but it gives it a different effect. It has like this 3D effect to it. And again, corner to corner. And I'm just using the 08 because of time. If you prefer to use the smaller tip, that's totally fine. It's not about how fast we get it done. It's about enjoying the process. It's not even about the outcome necessarily. So if you prefer the feel of the finer tip, go ahead and use that. I actually do prefer the feel of the finer tip. Or maybe this 08 here is just a little bit old and not as inked up as it usually is. But I also like how detailed the corners are when you use a finer tip. So if you're finding these look a little too chunky for you or a little too like messy for you, like the corners get clunky, and feel free to use your O1. So I'm going to do this same kind over here and this same kind over there. So again, I'm dividing into thirds today. And maybe I'll do the opposite. Instead of doing the coloring in on the corners, maybe I'll do it on the middle one and just kind of have this reversed section. Corner to corner. Okay, and then doing the narrow to wide, and then just dividing it into thirds. And then again, I'll do the middle section first. Corner to corner. This is a tangle where I can really just get lost in the enjoyment of coloring things in. And a lot of times it just gives me like this peaceful feeling and like I have space and time. I don't know, it's like this time warp almost. And to be honest, with this tangle, I have to be in the mood. I have to be in the mood to color things in. But I really enjoy the look of it. And when I'm in the mood to color like that, it's such a great tangle. So that's Knightsbridge. I am going to turn it over and I'm going to sign my name. And then I'm going to put the date. And then the tangle is Knightsbridge. I'm doing this part before I put my chop on the front. And this is YOU Bijou. Okay, on the front, where to put my chop? Which way feels like up? Well, I feel like it's this way. And I think my chop is going to sneak into this bottom one here. And I'm not going to sneak it in. I'm going to put it in this whole square. I'm going to make because it's an M, so it just fits in here. Like that. So that feels complete. Enjoy. I hope you have a great day. And thanks for joining me again. Bye.